The revolution will now be televised.
Sweet, I gotta eat. With my hustle turbo, never gon' fall. Let it be known. Ain't nothing sweet about the heat. Let it be known when the doors low, then the guns blow. Ain't nothing sweet, I gotta eat. With my hustle turbo, never gon' fall. Let it be known.
I ain't spitting white lies, pumping niggas full of smoke. I'm on that block, I'm getting green, I'm pumping white bars of coke. Making broke niggas rich, teaching novice how to pitch. I made that switch, make yours. Matter of fact, fall back and forth. I grind with a cause, daddy, money's my motivation. I'm a rapper by choice, a hustler by occupation. And my street profession, niggas call me Connect. And hustlers worldwide, show that man respect. Hustlers worldwide, for that reason I collect. See, that feeling's mutual, I never deal with that usual suspect. A snitch nigga's always on deck to put your business on the fence, take cassette. Nevertheless, I put.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Delgados.
Now, before I introduce my guest, I'd like to put out a disclaimer. We are not on our usual set, as this was a last-minute production. A very prestigious guest, a very prestigious gentleman, let us know he was going to be in town, and we couldn't miss the opportunity to shoot. And without further ado, I'm here with my partner in crime, my eldest brother, Eric Giancarlo.
Peace and love, people.
And the one and only Benzino. Yes,
man,
Benzino of The Source Magazine, Benzino, the successful recording artist, Benzino, the very, very popular reality TV star, and many other accolades that we'll get into today.
But most importantly, he's Puerto Rican. There you go.
There you go.
Most importantly, I have to say that.
My brother couldn't wait to get that out. He's so proud that Benzino's Puerto Rican.
I just found it out today. I'm over here wilding.
I'm proud.
Zeno, man, we want to thank you for coming on the podcast.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
No, we appreciate you pulling up,
man.
brother.
Straight
Thank
up,
you.
man.
So listen, man, we're going to get right into this, brother.
Let's jump in.
I'll be honest with you, man. When I woke up today, I was shocked to see Wills Mills talking shit about you.
Right.
And then on top of that, I didn't even think he was notable enough for you to respond, but you did respond.
I did?
You did respond.
Oh, no, I said some on my live, but they picked it up? Is it out there?
Somebody, so I saw it on your live and other people were sharing it as well.
You know what? It's like...
Do you know Wills Mills?
I don't know Wills Mills. The first time I seen Wills Mills was on the net where he does like the top 5 movie things, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I enjoy that shit when he does that.
Yeah, when he does that.
Yeah.
My thing this is right now we're in the time of trolling, people taking shots or whatever. What it is with that is that Zeno got the algorithm, so that's his way of jumping on Zeno's algorithm. That's all that is. Same thing with 50 posting the video. That's 50 ways of jumping on the algorithm. The people want to be on the algorithm, and if somebody's hot, somebody's getting a lot of love on like on the internet, this is their way to jump on that. I take it with a grain of salt. If they're making whole somebody took time to make that little cartoon thing. You know what I'm saying?
Make some content about you.
Yeah, like if they're taking minutes and half an hours and hours out their day to do that, then I'm doing something right. And shout out to Wills Mills, he doing his thing. That's the guy with the boogie on his nose or something, or the nose ring, right? I don't know who Wills Mills is. He's up and coming. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying?
Wills Mills. I like Wills Mills' show. I fuck with it. I've watched a couple of interviews. I think him and Godfrey do content together. And then I've also seen him, I think, on Vlad. I'm not sure. Maybe it was on Vlad.
Yeah. He's real proud of that. He's proud of that.
I feel like Wills Mills is up and coming, and he's got his finger on the pulse. I don't dislike the nigga.
The thing is right. It's like, okay, take your shots at Zeno. If you ain't accomplished more than me, then you got to be careful with taking shots at me. If you ain't, put your resume up. It's all fun and games. We can have fun and games, but I accomplished a lot in hip hop. I've done a lot of hip hop, and with this new generation, the ones who might not know about the Source magazine or about the stuff I've done.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
You brought somebody up that I wanted you to finish that conversation. Mm-hmm. You bring up 50.
Right.
So how did that beef start with you and 50, and why you guys still be going back and forth?
You know what? Hip-hop has always been about competition. You know, y'all know that back in the days, battling each other. I mean, it's since day one, hip hop is about battling, and that's the essence of hip hop. So, when we say beef, beef, just like y'all know, we come from the hoods, man. Beef is when somebody gets physically hurt, harmed. And I'm sure we've experienced that. A lot of people have grown up in the hood, so that's beef. I don't want to minimize this hip hop stuff as beef. I mean, minimize that, kind of comparing that to what beef is, because I don't look at this stuff as beef. I know that when me and Eminem was going back and forth, he was signed to Eminem, so I guess he figured your enemy's my enemy type.
That's
of
where it
situation.
came from.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, because I actually helped him once when he got stabbed by Ja Rule. He ran down to my studio, came inside, and I got him a car service, sent him to the hospital. That was the first time I met him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
I've never heard that before. You ever heard this story before?
So
Where he ran in Benzino's studio?
So
I heard him say that. I remember you saying that somewhere else.
Yeah,
that story. But
So I didn't know Murder Inc. at the time. The two main studios, there's a lot of studios in New York, but the ones that the labels, the big ones, were the Hit Factory on 54th, and then Sony had theirs on the corner. And the situation that everybody know about, you know what I'm saying, when he got stabbed in the studio, from there, 50 must have ran down the street. And one of the guys in the Made Men, because we was recording Sony at the time, we was in the hip hop room. The hip hop room is all the way like in the basement. And Mr. Jesus, one of the guys in Made Men, was out upstairs smoking a cigarette. So he brought 50 in. Now right then and there, I'm looking at G, like we all looking at G, like, we got rules, when we out of town and how we carry ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So we don't want to get involved with nobody's situation, but he was there. And just like I'd probably be sitting here, I remember I was playing Madden. He came in, he was standing by the door, and he was just saying, "Yo, what's up, bro? I heard a lot of good things about you from Trackmasters, Steve Stout." I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah." I had known about his mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I heard the
You were familiar with his name?
Of course, I've heard the how to rob joint. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The rob.
he wasn't super famous yet.
Not at all. But so he showed me where he got stabbed. He also showed me how his man dropped the gun. There was no bullets in it. Yayo dropped, somebody dropped the gun and there was no bullets in it. He showed like a little revolver. He was like, he said he picked the gun up, there was no bullets in his shit, and he showed everybody in the room. And then he showed, he was bleeding on the side. It wasn't crazy. So we had a car service because, I had the Source magazine. And I called him a car service and I think he went to Bellevue.
Wow, okay.
So there's really no reason for this nigga to be beefing with you. If anything,
if
anything, he should be in a position of gratitude. To be honest, if I get stabbed and you call me a cab and send me to the crib, that's the type of shit that I never forget. I'm the kind of nigga who never forgets shit like that.
And then the next time I seen him was with Jam Master Jay. We was in Puerto Rico at the DJ Summit.
Yeah. At the Mix Show Power Summit.
Mix Show Power Summit. So
which that nigga Renee McLean and them heavy hitter niggas put that whole shit together.
And that's when I seen he was there with Jay. He hugged me. Jay hugged me. We took pictures, matter of fact, me, 50 and Jay. And but like, I'm also a realist. Like, he just got signed with Eminem. And Eminem at that point, at that time, you know what I'm saying? He was the wild boy, and I guess 50 felt like, look, I gotta.
That's my money right there.
That's my money right there. So, I didn't know about the beef with him and Ja. That was Queen shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know Ja at that time. The kicker to the story is, I ended up moving to Jersey, right, Saddle River, like right next to Ja. So now my daughter and sons are going to school with his daughter and sons.
Wow.
So now Corey's mom, who I was with at the time, is cool with his wife.
Okay.
And her people. And so now me and him and his guys start hanging out because we live I'm right down the street from him. So we kind of got cool around the time where all the beef was happening. I had rocked the party out and he was on tour. He took me all over the world. I was opening up for him. It just looked like we was teaming up and they was teaming up, and it just was like it happened so crazy because
it was a circumstance. You happened to be on tour with the nigga at the same time that the beef
I happened to move next door to the nigga,
which is
at the
even
same
more circumstantial, right?
Because remember when when he got stabbed, I didn't know them niggas. I didn't know Murder Inc. At all.
Right.
I knew their music, of course, but I didn't personally know them. So all this happened all at once, and it was like, damn. So, and then it was to the point where it was like, yeah, shit, we all together, and he's making diss songs about M, and I'm making diss songs about 50 now. So it's like we both making. First, it was just M making against me and me making against M. Him and 50 now, he's against M, and so it is looking like a tag team WWE match. And that shit played out for a long time, like that played out for a minute.
But you would think, right? At that time, the Source was still popping, right?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Hype, nigga.
Yeah.
Okay. So my point is this: if the Source is still popping, guys like 50, even Eminem, and everybody from that label had to be like, well, let's not cause too much beef with this guy because he's gonna 3 mic me or 2 mic me.
You know what? And be honest with you. So the mic situations, right? Prior to that, I had never had any involvement in somebody's rating because that
it was a fair process.
Of course, because the Source was split up in 2 areas. We had a bunch of people up there. We had your business side that dealt with advertisement, and then you'd have your journalism side that's all creative.
Okay.
And they're the ones that they get the music and they lock themselves in a room over there, and they do their diligence.
They make
But you the boss, right?
Independent of it all. And Dave tries to stay independent of it all. It wasn't only until, as we're going on with the magazine, to where, because the rating mics, that it started, how we started, the first magazine to start rating was Rolling Stone. If y'all remember, they used the albums and shit, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. That's where we got it from. We want to be the hip-hop Rolling Stone.
Version of that,
right. So we came up with the mics, and it was a major staple in the magazine. And like I said, it was a fair process. But as the magazine started to make money and more labels was involved, and the business side of it is you're Sony and you're spending all this advertising dollars. And yeah, a couple of your artists are dope and we're giving good ratings. But then there's a couple of artists, brand new artists, that's 2.5, 2 mics, 3 mics. Like, motherfuckers is mad now. Like, wait a minute,
That's what I'm saying.
You can't be trashing our artists and we're spending money. So now,
it got political.
It's a slippery slope because these guys, one thing about the journalists at the Source, let me tell y'all, all of them took their jobs serious. Like, to me,
I remember,
overly serious. And that's what probably was so amazing about the Source, because they really cared about the integrity of how they felt it should be.
About the music.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I told my brother before we came here, in my opinion, the Source magazine at that time was the Bible for hip hop.
Absolutely.
So,
right.
So not only was it the Bible, it is still to this day the standard for hip hop publications. There is no other hip hop publication that has ever held the same significance as the Source magazine. None. And if you got 5 mics, that solidified you as an MC. It was the most. And it will always be the
that
most
mic
important
stuff
hip-hop publication.
I was telling my brother, that mic situation was causing fights in barbershops and in prison.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you how I know this personally.
Wow.
Man, that wasn't worth no fourth. He should have got 5 mics. That shit was... That was real shit.
No, but then imagine being up in the magazine where, say, hey, listen, Dave will go back to him, hey, and he used to hate doing it. He used to hate having to go back there to talk to the journalists to say, look, we got to be careful.
Got to be sensitive with this one.
With this one, because they just didn't understand it. Their thing is intimidating. Bills got to get paid. This is how we, what I'm saying?
That's how we keep the lights on.
So you have to. So when the Eminem situation happened,
there's a thin line.
When the Eminem situation happened, it was like, Eminem was in the Unsigned Hype. Eminem had gotten love in the magazine.
He gotten a lot of notoriety from you guys prior to.
The thing with it where I saw it was, I just was like, once I seen the Eminem thing and I seen how MTV was giving him carte blanche, I just seen how he just came in and he just gets everything he wants, and I just was like, nah, this ain't it.
No way.
This ain't right. And it wasn't about talent. It was about race. And my thing is, hip-hop's been trying to break these barriers for a while. Hip-hop been trying to get on MTV and the videos for a minute. And as soon as he comes in, we got great artists that never, and as soon as he comes in, he gets carte blanche. That's not fair, and that's not hip-hop.
It's not.
It's not hip-hop, because hip-hop is supposed to be all-inclusive. Everybody, including Eminem, including white people. I didn't look at the Beastie Boys as a white group. I just looked at them as a hip hop group. I didn't look at them as white. I didn't have a problem with Beastie Boys. I had a problem with Eminem because I understood what they was trying to do.
Let me say this though. Also, Beastie Boys were a different era. Because Beastie Boys were during so-called golden era of hip hop, it was looked at differently. We hadn't looked at it in a way where it's like, okay, well, these dudes are white, they not really from the culture. We didn't look at it like that.
Well, I mean, the only thing, see, this is with me. My thing was like, okay, hip hop, okay, when Russ and them put out Beastie Boys, they didn't say, we're just gonna promote these guys to white people.
No.
They just said, we're just gonna promote them, all right? With Eminem, the machine was designed to say, hey, look, there's a lot of people in America that are white, that don't fuck with black people. We want them. There was a huge, huge part of America that just didn't mess with hip hop because it was black music. And they, in the power, you know, Jimmy and them, and the powers that be felt like, hey, look, this kid right here can go and get the rest of the 100 million white people that's not fucking with black people anyways.
This is our crossover white artists.
You gotta understand, in America, there are cities that never ever see a black person, ever.
Oh, I know.
There are places in America that there are absolutely no black people at all. And these are the places that Eminem is important to these to the powers that ran him, because they understood how much money could be made, because they understood where rap was. So they figured, like, you know what, we need a white rapper. Once they figured that, then that's when it automatically turned my spirit away, because I knew the damage that was gonna happen. I seen it. I once they put him out there to be the white rapper, then you was gonna have a bunch of white people that would only grasp onto him and not mess with us, and it would divide it anyways. It would continue to divide it. Hip hop was just bringing white people to the black table. Eventually, it would have brought them all. Eventually, because it's that infectious. They stopped it once they brought Eminem, and you know, they gave him special treatment, and it just wasn't. That's not what hip hop was built on. Hip hop came from the streets. I mean, y'all seen what the South Bronx looked like in the fucking 70s. Like, what was worse than that? That's what hip hop was birthed out of. So when something so horrible of living conditions and something so important and so economically good, like, come out of that, you know what I'm saying? We gotta protect that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, as the Source magazine, I felt like, and it wasn't like me being jealous as a rapper, because I was filthy rich. I was, at that point, it wasn't too many niggas in New York had more money than me around that Eminem time. So, you know, I didn't have nobody to answer to. I was the boy. I didn't have to answer to nobody. I was top dog. You know what I'm saying, at the Source, and we was raking in $2, $3, $4 million a month.
Who's out there? You and Dave Mays, how did that come about, and then whose idea was the magazine? Dave or you?
Dave.
So it was Dave's idea?
Of course.
Okay.
Dave Mays went to Harvard in Cambridge, and Dave had a radio show that was on Saturday it was a small little, you know how college radio stations are, they have a little 5 wattage, you don't really go too far.
Doesn't go too far, right.
But the campus. Mm-hmm. So Dave was, you know, in some places in Cambridge. My DJ would go up there and DJ for Dave 2 hours on a Saturday. Only time they played hip hop. Boston never had a major radio station ever in their life. So, you know what I'm saying, we'd have to listen to hip hop on different college stations throughout the city.
Now, was your DJ from Made Men? Is this
from RSO to Made Men? It's the only DJ I've ever had, in my whole life. Me and Hangman 3, me and Jeff 2 times.
Okay.
That was DJ.
Do you still have a relationship with Dave?
No. Well, me and Dave haven't spoken in 8 years, but we was together 27 years, probably every day of our lives. Like, me and Dave, every day of our lives, like with the Source. I mean, 18 with the Source magazine, we surely seen each other and was with each other almost every day.
How does someone get so much money with somebody you guys don't speak anymore?
Well, how do you have kids and be in love with somebody and y'all divorce? It's just human nature. You know what I'm saying? We was together that long. We went through so much. It was just time, man. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Was Dave a real nigga? Like, did you?
Dave was real as they come. Look, Dave I was the only white guy that Dave's my brother. Regardless of me and Dave never speak again, I will always consider Dave my brother. Me and Dave did amazing fucking things. And We went through federal indictments. We went through shootouts. I mean, you know, I had already been in the streets when Dave met me, so Dave wasn't a part of this life. But, you know, once I got with Dave, yes, I got exposed to the source, and Dave got exposed to my street life. And Dave didn't flinch. Dave didn't tell on nobody. Dave kept his word. Dave always said what he was gonna do. I mean, I cannot say enough about Dave Mays. You know, it ended in a way that I'm sure he didn't want, you know, and then him being at Harvard, you know, he wasn't programmed for that. Me, you know, I'm from the fucking projects in the mud and sold drugs and shotgun and my whole entire, you know, early life. So it's like, okay, shit, I'm gonna get back out here and go hustle some more and go get it again. It didn't hit me as hard
as it hit him.
And I respected that. You understand what I'm saying? I respected that because I can't expect him to feel the same way, and I felt more bad for him than anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, me and Dave, Source Awards, all the TV shows, everything we've done. I mean, me and Dave have done some amazing shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I could never, ever. Dave has taught me so much. You know, I've taught Dave a lot. Our relationship was unorthodox because people didn't understand our relationship. Half the people thought I was extorting, I was the muscle. The other half people thought that that Dave was an asshole, arrogant. You know, people didn't understand how me and Dave really worked together. And for all those years, it was like owning a car that only you know how to. It's a dope car, but only you know how to drive it. So if you sell it to somebody,
they can't even run it.
They can't even run it. You know what I'm saying? So it was that situation. The Source was our baby. It was Dave's baby. You know, when I came in, he had it with 4 owners. They was all Ivy League guys, his college friends, and you know, I didn't have an ownership in it or nothing. I was just his friend. He would go home during the summers.
So there were 4 white guys?
It was 1 white guy and 2 black guys, okay. But they were all Ivy League guys. They wasn't, you know.
They weren't hip hop heads.
You know,
they liked hip hop, but
that's a good statement. And let me answer that.
Yeah.
What I found out when we grew up with hip hop was there was street hip hop, gangster hip hop street, and then there was conscious, which was college.
Yeah.
You know, back in the days, it's either you went to college or you was in the streets. So that was the divide, not only in hip hop, but also in our community.
In society, yeah.
In society. Like, college black people were way different from street niggas. You know what I'm saying? But we all
that line is more blurred now.
Exactly.
The line is way more blurred now.
Exactly.
Also because of the internet and people see how others act and interact. Exactly. So the line is blurred because I can watch you online and I can mimic and dress how you dress.
Bro.
Back then you had to really have a code.
Bro.
Either you were from here or from here.
And see, they never liked me. They never liked me. You know.
What, the other 2 black dudes and the other white dudes?
All the college guys. They just, why are you hanging around them, Dave? They didn't understand how, because look.
This Boston gangster.
Whoa.
You brought the authentic, you brought the authentic thing to the magazine. You gave the credibility.
If see, and again, I don't look at, you gotta understand, Dave took all the credit and I allowed that to happen because I'm getting money, I'm getting more money than I've ever seen in my life. I sold a lot of drugs, but I've never seen this type of money. So it's like.
Okay, you said money.
Yeah.
Give me, I need a number. I'm a number guy.
Man, I was.
Just give me, how much money did you fuck off? That's all I want to hear.
Oh man,
how much money altogether?
Within 5 years, had to like 10, 15 million maybe. Just fuck off. You
ran through it.
20 million.
Like a hot fucking knife.
Like I used to, the Beverly Hills Hotel, let me give an example. So the Beverly Hills Hotel had bungalows in the back.
Yeah.
The bungalows were like $1,300, $1,400 a night. I would stay there for like 4 months. And then have like 6 of my guys in the regular rooms, and there was like 500, and we in room service the whole time. Like we'd leave there and it'd be like $400,000 bill or something.
Which is where me and you originally met in 2001 at a Source party.
That's what I'm saying. When you
that
said
you
that, I
guys
was like,
threw at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It all comes full circle. First time I ever met Benzino was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Me and my brother lived out in California. We lived in Culver City. We went to a party with the DJ that was DJing. His name is Scola, which is a friend of my other brother Jose and my brother Eric, or I would say a casual acquaintance. We went with that nigga, and that's how we met you and Dave Mays.
Yeah, man. I'm you know, with me, I was a hustler. Like I stayed in the streets hustling, because my father, like I said, my father was heavy with the mob in Boston, heavy with the Irish mob, heavy with the Colombians. Like my dad, he did like 15, 20 feds. So I was really handling all his shit.
So tell your story. So your dad is what?
He's half Cape Verdean and Puerto Rican.
And your mom is?
Cape Verde.
Cape Verdean, okay.
Yes, full-blooded.
All right.
So I'm just saying, like, when we was making all that money with it was the same type of mentality. Like, you know what? I can go blow everything now because I know tomorrow I'm gonna have it again. It's just like I didn't have any. I never even had a savings account. My whole life was checking. I was a checking ass nigga, yo. Checking.
I want to.
That's a horror story, bro.
Yeah, man. But you know what? Me, like many others, we don't know money management. Money management.
If you had to put a fucking number on it, Benzino, your entire time at the Source, including at the end during the sale of the Source, how much money would you say you made? 30, 40, 50, 60 million?
And your records too.
Well, I mean, so look.
You're a platinum artist, correct?
Me personally, I within that time, I could definitely say, you know, maybe like 25 million, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Something around in there. I mean, it could have been more. Like, again, listen.
But definitely at least at a bare minimum.
Yes.
At a fucking
Easily
bare minimum,
20 million.
You've had $25 million.
Easy. But listen to this, though. See, I never see no paperwork. I never see no bank statements. I didn't see none of that shit. I wasn't versed for that. Taxes, paperwork, none of that shit. Dave handled all that.
Forensic accounting.
Nah, I don't know none of that. I just know I got three American Express cards, and the fucking tape is being blasted off them shit every month. I got to get a new one. I'm swiping in this. You know, I was like Robin Hood, man. Like I was hiring niggas. I probably hired like 30, 40 niggas on payroll, man. I was
doing the hammer?
I spent,
You did the hammer.
I spent almost $3 million at Jacobs buying the whole Source. I mean,
Jacob watches.
I mean, the whole Source, man. Everybody. Like I gave away so much money, man. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, again, it just was a blur too. This is a blur. It just happened so fast.
In retrospect, right? In retrospect, do you regret running through the money the way you did, or do you feel like it happened exactly how it had to happen?
Well, that's almost both, because I feel, especially living at 60, we all have a journey, right? That got
You're 60 years old.
Yeah, I just turned 60.
You're in the fucking amazing shape.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm
You're
blessed.
in shape, nigga.
60, I just turned 60 July 18th.
You're in good shape,
all of us are here, right? If one little thing happened different, who knows how our journey would have ended up. That's on one hand. On the other hand, of course, I regret handling money the way I did. Of course, I could have did it better. Absolutely. But, you know, I don't spend too much time thinking about that because, you know, I mean, first of all, there's only 24 hours in a day, you know what I'm saying? There's new money to be made. But if you spend your time thinking, like, if you give yourself the woulda, shoulda, couldas, then you're not gonna be the best you can be for what's going on right now. And mentally, I gotta be mentally sharp and mentally right so I can, you know, get back right, so I can get my, you know, life back stable to where it was. It doesn't have to be filthy rich or filthy. It just has to be in a stable position and I'm financially straight. And, you know, going through all that money right there, I learned a lot about money management. I learned a lot about, you know, taking care of people. I learned a lot about life. But that's what life is. And, you know, I wouldn't change anything about the journey. It was a lot of fucking fun. Like,
but I believe
a lot of women, a lot of drugs, a lot of partying, a lot of just amazing moments, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I'm you know, I'm a survivor. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just the good stuff, because there was a lot of crazy shit. But that's the shit that I survived, and I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying?
You said women. Anybody famous you might want to shout out?
A lot of famous women. But I don't. You know, me. I wouldn't want to disrespect them.
Okay.
But there was, but One day I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna
Include some of these names.
all of them. I'm gonna have to tell my story.
I love it.
No. Well, yeah. You know, there's a lot of wives. You know, I'm saying, a lot of industry guys' wives, a lot of celebrities. I mean, we was the Source magazine at one point, bro. Like, everyone wanted to be in the Source, or was everybody wanted to be on the cover.
You were actually at that time early on, before the word mogul was a thing. You was a mogul.
I didn't even know what a mogul was.
No, real
just a
talk.
kid
If you
from
think
four
about
corners,
it,
I'd like to take a second to recognize our sponsor, Jack Turner Watches. Go to jackturnerwatches.com. Use the code JACK20. Tell them you got the code from the Delgados for 20% off site-wide on any model. Jack Turner Watches. Beautifully designed, masterfully crafted. Jack Turner. You know, I'll say this, Benzino. There's a really human element to how you are. So when you look at people in the music industry and celebrities and people with the kind of notoriety and success that you've had, it's hard sometimes to humanize them. I've seen you in some moments where I've been like, this dude's a real dude. This dude's down to earth. With all the money, with all the success that he's had, this dude is super down to earth. The incident where people were trying to criticize you because you asked Koi for some money and you came online and you was like, yo, I'm not ashamed to ask my daughter for some bread.
Why would I?
Like, yo, like,
fuck?
Like, yo, nigga, like, that shit was real to me because, you know, I think in that same exact mindset, I'm not ashamed to call my son and be like, yo, I need a rack or a couple of racks to hold me down. If my son got it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my son that I raised.
This is the natural balance of what God did. The whole thing of having kids and family is to take care of one another.
you recycle one another.
You recycle one another.
You have to.
That is the natural way.
You're not supposed to ask your friends for money. You're supposed to ask your family for money.
Listen, let me tell you something, right? My thing is this, you know what I'm saying? The situation with Koi is just was unfortunate because it played out over the internet.
Played out publicly, right?
Played out publicly. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been through a lot. There's no fucking way that I thought that was gonna happen. Like, I did what I had to do with my kids, her included. There was, you know what I'm saying, sure, there's other women around, when you're not with
The baby mother.
The baby's mother.
Right, the baby mother.
They take that hard.
Right.
And you got, but what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You got to live. So when you come and stay with me, there's another girl or there's another girl, and I get it. And you see me on TV on Love and Hip Hop, and there's another girl. I get it, but this is who I am. And you know what I'm saying? As long as me and your relation, it doesn't impede that, then hopefully I wouldn't think that you would feel a certain way, but that didn't happen. And all I gotta do is respect her feelings and let God fix it. Things that are out of my hand, of course nobody wants to be the deadbeat dad of the year that everybody thinks I am, because that couldn't be furthest from the truth. Furthest from the truth. I was there every step of the way for Koi, all my kids, and even the kids that wasn't biologically mine. I was there for them too, throughout all my babies' mothers or whoever I was with. I'm a good dude, man. I'm a good-hearted guy, and I make sure everybody eat. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel, as fathers, we're already in a dysfunctional situation coming from the hood. We have babies we're not ready to have babies. The women ain't ready to have babies. We do the best we can with what we got within the streets and within the structure of how we come up from the streets. There's no handbook. This is not the Huxtables. This is who we are and what we do, and we have to make the best of it.
Let me ask you this, right? Since the birth of your grandchild,
Two.
Yeah, I know, two. Since the birth of your grandchildren, have you guys been able to bond over that? Have you and your children been able to bond over that?
I don't want to speak too much on that. I can tell you this. I'm super, super proud of both of she's 27, Ray's 31. Like, I'm just proud that they didn't have them earlier. I'm proud that they're so financially independent so that they can have a stability with their children. Like, I'm super proud of both of them. Neither one of my kids have a felony. I have 4, but I'm saying like the 2 oldest, none of them do. So, the other things that families go through, that'll all work its way out. Because like I said, at the end of the day, positivity and love and God exists. And
Always
that'll
win.
work.
Always
Always.
win. Always
You just
win.
gotta have patience. And me, as the adult, this situation with Coy, I learned a lot from this too. Like the things that we've been through these last few years, man, I had to sit back and really look at myself and the things, look at it from her point of view and how she may feel a certain way, and don't be stubborn about it, just looking at through my lens. Yeah, man, it's making me a better person. And, eventually, once things get right, I'm going to be in the best shape spiritually, mentally, than I've ever been. And once we are right, we're going to be right forever. And
So I have a question for you. So you said that you took care of a lot of people in your day, right? I have a similar story in a very smaller scale of that, right? So, and when I got fucked up, nobody came to help me.
Absolutely.
Not one person.
Yeah.
I could say my older brother has, and my brother here has, but those are the only two people that ever went in their pockets. But those are my brothers. I'm talking about people that were not my family, people that I bought cars for, loaned money to buy drugs,
But let me ask you this, Eric. You saying that, I want to ask you this. Now, do you feel that the people that you helped didn't help you because they didn't know you were fucked up? Or was it this, that you being the man of stature that you are and having had the success you had, you were ashamed to reach out to them and ask? Because oftentimes what a lot of people tell me is, Castro, I could never imagine you being fucked up. Like they can't humanize me because niggas see me on top so much that they can't even think about me being humble enough to ask them for money. So I'd like you to answer that before you ask Benzino the question. Do you feel that because of your stature and the way that people viewed you, they didn't help you, or did you not reach out because you were full of pride?
How about you just paying back the money you owe me? That's my answer. I'm not asking you for anything. It's paying back the motherfucking money I loaned you.
That'll work.
That's it.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Hold up, but I got something for that. So, when you look out for people, this is what I do know. Not everybody's gonna have the heart like you. Like this, we live on top of each other in the hood, and there's certain of us that's gonna have the ability to get, whether it's to get connected to a plug or make something happen for others. Not everybody has that ability. So the ones that do it, you know what I'm saying? I can't walk in a store and me and you were together, us two. Let's say I just met y'all, and let's say that we in Miami, and I gotta walk, let's say we hang out for 2 days, and then I gotta go buy some clothes. I can't walk in the store and y'all ain't gonna, I can't get y'all something too. It's just I have a conscience. So, my thing is, you don't know it's gonna happen to you until you go through it. Now, what I can say is, yes, it happened to me. All the people I've helped, even the rappers, everything. But what I can say is this. When I did have money, the phone would be ringing all the time. Okay, now it don't ring. And guess what? I'm okay with that because I'm at peace. I'm at peace because not just the fact of, hey, you need anything? Yeah, that'd be dope, but it's all right. Just the fact that I don't have to fucking deal with nobody else's problems or bullshit. Like, my life is way more peaceful now. And I feel like, anything that you did for somebody, you know what I'm saying, the ultimate person that's supposed to know is God anyways, And, as long as that happens, you're going to get your blessings. You just got to be patient enough to get it again. I think if you complain about it too much and you're bitter about it, then I think that's going to be a problem. I think God won't give you the blessings. But I think if you just, hey, it happened, you know what I'm saying, listen, and I enjoy nobody calling me because I get my peace of mind that way.
My theory on this type of thing is that you are blessed so that you can be a blessing to others. You're blessed so you can be a blessing to others.
Absolutely.
And because you pour into someone else's cup and they don't necessarily pour back, that doesn't mean that you're not going to receive more blessings in your cup. You feel me? Your cup is going to overflow, maybe just not from that person. But, my brother Eric is extremely generous. I'm extremely generous. I feel like our generosity throughout the years, even if someone doesn't reciprocate, I believe that left an impression on them, and maybe they paid it forward and poured into someone else.
Right.
And it's not even generosity financially. I'm also going to tell you it's generosity with connections and things that they did, people they didn't know.
Of course.
Yo, I need you to hook me up with that person. All right, cool, no problem. I'm gonna get back to you. It's done. Yo, where did you get this? I want to buy the same one. I know. I'm not gonna gatekeep. Go ahead. Go. This guy got him. Go over there and get it.
You know, I mean, listen, especially now, man, the bottom line is like people are selfish, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. Social media has made us unsocial.
Times have changed, man.
Very much. And you know,
the smartphone has made us stupid. Social media has made us unsocial. The internet has slowed things down.
But don't let it change your spirit of giving. If you're a giver, you know, be smarter about it. But just don't let it corrupt the goodness of your heart, because then if it does that, then you lose. Because at the end of the day, money or no money, it's about the goodness of your heart. That has to stay. If you can keep that within you until you die, then that's a just life. That's a fulfilled life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, people got money and they're still fucking miserable, bro. Like, it is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, money gives you that rush. Money gives you the momentary rush, but it cannot, and I'm telling you, it's not a cliche, it cannot buy you happiness. Happiness has to come with just humbly within any situation. Within, you gotta find positivity and something to smile about. I've been through so much bullshit and so much disloyal sucker shit, you know, it could drive you crazy and traumatize you for the rest of your life. But you got to put your mind away from that. And that's what I do, man. I don't even pay attention.
You don't have any more ownership in the Source magazine?
No, I don't have, not at all. We lost that, you know. We lost the ownership once we sold our percentage, and then we got kicked off the board. You know, we right before that, Bob Johnson offered us $55 million for it. He flew us to, right as he sold BET, he flew me and Dave to Washington, and he had just sold BET for $3 billion. And he always said, look, man, I'm going to write down. He didn't even want to speak that long. He said, I'm going to write down what I'm going to offer. I'm going to leave the room, and I'm going to come in. You guys say yes or no. He didn't even want to talk.
Why you guys said no? Obviously you said no.
Well, we had owed the bank $30 million. That's, you know, because Steve Stout took out a loan for $12 million to try to drop Source.com. Source.com, it was 5 years before the dot-coms blew up and we failed. We owed the bank $30 million. Black Enterprise, we had to sell them a piece of our percentage, and then that's when they kind of did a business transaction and got us out of there. But the reason I think we turned Bob down, well, not even I think, I figured that, you know, we wanted $80 million, and we felt like we was gonna go public with it, and we just felt like we was close. We was almost there, and if we just kept going, we could get there to go public. We felt if we had got it to a 75 million evaluation or EBITDA, then we would be able to go public.
Another question in hindsight, do you feel like it was a huge mistake not taking that 55?
Nah, because we would have had to pay 30 out for the bank. Taxes are gonna take half. Me and Dave would have probably walked with 3-4 million. And if Bob said that we're gonna keep you guys on for 5 years to run it and you get a salary, we would have took it.
No brainer.
He was like, y'all gotta walk away, y'all gotta go. We're like, what do you mean? Y'all are gonna fuck the magazine up. We knew that. Y'all don't know how to run this. Trust me. And that's what happened. As soon as the new guys got it, tanked.
Benzino, what's the plan? Like, how do you see yourself getting back, not necessarily to former glory, but to somewhat of what you were?
Well, I mean, I want to start my own podcast. I feel like I got so much experience in a lot of different things, in a lot of different areas. I feel like I'm ready for a podcast. I opened up a restaurant. I love to cook. I'm a really good cook. My restaurant was successful, but then COVID came.
What kind of food, bro?
I do seafood bags.
Okay, boiled bags.
My own, yeah, but my own, like my sauces are different. I make up my own sauces. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love cooking. You know, I love making music. I just dropped something and people kind of feeling it. I
want to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of chatter about your age, your chronological age,
yes,
and you being, you know, too old to still make rap music. Now, I have a take on this. I want to hear yours first.
I mean, listen, if you, everybody that says you're too old, it's either you're gonna make it to 60 or not. If you make it to 60, chances are you're gonna be doing the same thing you're doing at 40 or whatever you do.
Or 30 or whatever.
People have this misconception that when you reach this 60 years old or reach this certain age, that everything changes or has to change. You do have to be more mature. You do have to be wiser, of course. But as far as what you want, as far as what you love, as far as what are your you know, what keeps you motivated, them things never die out you. And music will never, hip hop will never die. Like, I love making music. You know, I don't want to get into, hey, Mick Jagger still makes songs and white people don't.
Right.
That's
you
obvious.
You don't got to validate yourself, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know, but
right.
I just think we live in a time now where, you know, it's crabs in a barrel, and everybody wants an advantage. And hey, if you're gonna be the fool to let people tell you you're too old, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna jump out the race, I'm too old, then that's your dumbass, because they're only doing it to psych you out so they can get where you're at. You know, I don't listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, like, first of all, there's no fucking way I even thought I was making it to 60. Second of all, I didn't even know what 60 was gonna look. I'm thinking 60 is gonna be some crazy. Back in the day, in the 80s, if I'm thinking what 60 was, I'm probably thinking I'm old, can't walk, fucked up. Like, if I have a picture in my mind what 60 would be. Now that I'm 60, I'm like, damn, like this, man, I can still go. So why stop? And, you know, and I mean, it's a psych out. It's a mental psych out. And if you let people out here mentally psych you out, then that's your fault. I'm way too strong for that. You know, that shit don't bother me, you know, as far as age and everything, man. You would be a fool to listen, like somebody limit your love for anything in life because of age. So I don't pay attention to that.
In popular black culture, youth is worshipped. We worship youth for some reason.
Only now.
Nigga,
back in the days, it wasn't like that.
Only nigga between 17 and 25 are in their prime. Once you pass 25 in black popular culture, it's like, oh, this nigga's 30. This nigga's still trying to do this. Oh, this nigga's 30. He's still trying to do that.
I think that's getting changed. I think that's changing right before our very eyes now.
Go ahead.
I think it's changing now. I think we gave the baton
to the young niggas,
to Gen Z, and they dropped it like a motherfucker, fumbled it and fucked it all up. So now, you know what I'm saying? We coming back to get the baton, and they're mad. You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, I'm so happy for these young guys out here to be financially independent and don't have to, you know, sell drugs or do crazy shit to get money, right? But, you know, when you look at a lot of the guys, the young guys, the ones that are super talented, the stuff that they go through and still going through is happening because they don't have anybody that they're listening to guide them, even in their success.
There are no rules.
Even in their success.
There are no rules.
So you know, I mean, it's playing out in front of us. It's not like we're just saying this, and we can name 100 young guys that are just, that you could say, damn, if I was in this life, I could have made sure that wouldn't happen. Easily.
My brother told me that you're a platinum selling artist. Are you a platinum selling artist?
I mean, I don't know if I ever went platinum, but you know, Rock the Party as a single went platinum. Just a single.
That's what I'm saying. You're a platinum artist.
Okay, well then I'm a platinum artist, yeah.
Yeah, you got a single that went platinum. You were a platinum artist.
Yeah, Rock the Party was a top Billboard charted hit. I also produced for the on Nas's double platinum album. It might be triple platinum, and Prodigy's platinum album, HNIC, the one with Nori, the song with Nori I produced.
I didn't know you produced that.
Yeah, that's Hangman 3. Me, Jeff, and rest in peace, JB. And I was taught by Paul C, the legendary white producer in Queens. Now he taught me how to use the SP1200 and the MPC.
My favorite Benzino record is Made Man with the Locks. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we unproduced that.
That's my fucking record. I ain't gonna lie. If I gotta pick out one Benzino joint,
actually Kissing Them, the Locks actually came to Boston.
To do that, right?
I'll never forget. We had so much Branson hash from Branson. Man, we were so high in that session. They hadn't really smoked hash. It was crazy. They hadn't really smoked hash and shit. So I had a bunch of hash, and it was a dope session, man. You know,
shout out to Branson. I used to live across the street.
Shout out to Branson, man.
I used to live across the street from Branson.
Legend. I used to live next door.
Yeah, my
little crib with the backyard.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That was right next to the Branson.
Yeah. I used to live right across the street from Branson.
Branson was like the first guy. From us, you know,
from the hip hop culture. And I heard somebody, I don't know whose podcast they were talking about this on recently. Branson made designer weed famous in the culture.
Right.
If it wasn't for Branson,
the little jar things, you know.
all the triangle,
and branding it.
I don't know if you remember the fucking triangle.
Of course I do.
His perfect triangle bags.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else was doing triangle bags.
Nobody was.
But Branson bought that shit to the game.
And he's the first one to sell me hash. I didn't know.
Yes.
Know about that black hash, that sticky.
Yes. So I don't know if other niggas was doing designer bags for weed back then. Everybody got their dope packaging now. I'm not talking about this shit.
Nah, it's out
I'm
of
talking
control
about
now.
back then, bro.
Man, you're talking late 80s all the way up to 2000 and maybe 5 or 6.
Branson was that nigga.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Was that weed nigga?
You talking about a mean run.
Yeah.
And his
Mean
shit was
run.
gas.
You been over there before?
Was
You been over there
gas.
before?
Saint Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would
So, you remember the cap stand?
yeah, listen, we would after we would go to get our shit, the dope from the Bronx.
Yeah.
we go see Branson, get the weed. We'd have all that shit and get on the Trump shuttle and fly the fuck home for $30
Listen,
to Boston.
God,
no one got searched back then.
Penitentiary chances.
This was before 9/11. You could go right through the airport with a whole key of coke in your drawers and nobody would know nothing.
Son, God bless Baja. This is a true story. Me and Baj, we copped some Branson when Baj had the Burgundy Jag, when them shits first came out.
Okay.
We rolled it, we smoked, and then we drove downtown. We hit this party. It was Pooh's birthday party. It was Don Pooh's birthday party. I forget the name of the club. We go in there, we see Pooh, whatever. We pop a couple of bottles, and we shitting on Branson. We like, this weed is trash. This shit right here, garbage, nigga. We're shitting on it for like a good 15 minutes. We'll never buy this shit again. Yo, about 20 minutes later, me and this nigga
High as fuck.
could not fucking
fuck.
talk or move,
High as
nigga.
fuck.
We had to dip from the party. We had just bought bottles. We had just spent at least $800 to $900 on some fucking champagne. The buckets came, the bitches brought them over. Me and this nigga got up and dipped.
Look, he's right. The taste of sometimes Branson's weed, you absolutely right.
Right?
Now that you said that, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? But used to get high as fuck off this shit.
It used
but it used to taste a little brownish.
Going down,
Absolutely.
it was
Absolutely.
weird.
It's a little rough.
So we were shitting on it. We was like,
I never want to say nothing, but since you said that,
I can't relate.
That's
I
real
don't smoke.
fucking shit.
Because that's when niggas was smoking hydro. Remember,
Right.
hydro was the big deal. Oh, these niggas got
Because
hydro.
it tasted green.
Because it tasted
Branson
sweet.
shit tasted strong and brown.
It tasted brown. It had
Brown.
more of a.
Unless you put the hash in it. You didn't mix the hash with it. You know.
It had more of a brickweed vibe.
Right.
Like it was that Mexican
Right,
brickweed.
right.
It had that
Right,
texture.
right.
That, you know that Mexican brickweed we were selling?
Right.
It had that texture.
That's what he only had most of the time.
Right, but
Pedro.
I swear it, bro. That shit was gasoline.
Shout out to Branson, man.
That was so,
Yeah, you know, I wanted to actually. I don't mean to change the subject. I want to ask you something. During your heyday, or when you was out there rolling and balling, did you ever have a relationship with Diddy?
Nah,
A business relationship, I mean.
Nah. I mean, Dave and Diddy handle business because he bought ads and everything. You know, me and Stevie, me and Mario, you know what I'm saying? We was cool. Diddy,
Okay, artist guys.
Diddy had told Stevie, you know, man, you should stay away from him. You know, because me and Stevie got close. So, you know what I'm saying? I think I'd heard that Diddy had said, you should stay away from him. He's a wild boy. You know, but Stevie's like, shit, I'm a wild boy. And we got together, it just clicked. You know, I was the wild nigga at the Source, he was the wild nigga at Bad Boy. And man, we just, this was way before Love and Hip Hop. So, you know what I'm saying? Diddy, you know what I mean? I never was at no Diddy party. You know, never got invited. Like, I just think, like, because we was from Boston, I had a big-ass crew. There was a lot of people kind of with their eyebrows up. We necessarily wasn't, like, in the industry type. You know what I'm saying? People were still kind of like...
You were like the street niggas who made it.
Who the fuck is these? Why are these niggas around? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Source nigga, but he ain't the Source nigga. What the fuck is he doing? He must be extorting Dave. It just was so many misconceptions, man. You know what I mean?
I actually heard that before.
Yeah, everybody
actually heard that
thought
before.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not knowing that I was the one that... We know,
I always
the Source
thought-
Awards, the
I
hip hop
always
hits.
thought-
I was coming up with a lot of all the fucking ideas.
I always thought,
You know what I'm saying?
I always thought you was more that nigga's protection. I never thought you was extorting him. I thought the nigga needed you around to keep the other niggas.
Well, that
off
was
of him.
true. But
that's the energy I got when I saw y'all together.
But that was-
I always felt
no,
like
but
you
that-
was moving around protecting this nigga.
No, but I'm saying, but after a while, Source getting money, so you know what I'm saying. Everybody needs protection, and you know what I'm saying. So, but we didn't look at it like that because nobody necessarily ever really tried to try niggas. Like the whole time I was at it wasn't. We had a little run-ins, couple here and there, something, but it's not like motherfuckers was coming up like, yo, you better go withdraw this money, and it was none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. You know, we always got respect. We gave respect, and we broke bread with a lot of people. See, my idea was to, you know, break bread as much as you can with people, as long as it makes sense. As long as it makes sense, because that's what comes back. A lot of it didn't come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you learned some real life lessons in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's why it's life.
What do you call home now?
I'm in Atlanta. I've been there for 10 years. Prior to that, I was in Miami for 9 years. I've lived in Houston, of course, New York, Jersey, LA, all over the place, man.
Quick question, right? Since you said you were in Atlanta. Now, you've been on Love and Hip Hop several different seasons, and the niggas that you fuck with on Love and Hip Hop, are you and them niggas cool off the court?
I mean,
or it's just the on-camera thing?
Look, me and Stevie brought me on Love and Hip Hop. Me and Stevie had the relationship. I had knew Jocelyn from Miami when she was a stripper in Miami, even before Stevie. So, but I had knew Mimi. I didn't know nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I met Kurt, and me and Kurt just clicked it, because Kurt's just a cool ass thing. Kurt's brother did time with my brother. Kurt's pops and my pops were like both street niggas. So me and Kurt really kicked it off. But me and Stevie we was, you know, what y'all seen on screen, that's who we was before that. He would come live with me in Miami and shit, stay with me, and then I come to, you know, Atlanta, fuck with him. But you know, like I didn't necessarily knew anybody else up there.
On the cast?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know nobody from up there, you know what I'm saying? And then, but I was cool with everybody, you know.
You still fuck with Stevie?
Yeah, you know, I ain't spoke to him in a minute. I ain't spoke to Sleezo in a minute, but you know, that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like I love Stevie, and we've been through a lot, you know, on and off camera, more off camera. But you know, we've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been through some real events. You know, but that's my brother. You know, of course I'm older, so I always look at it like I'm the big bro. You know what I'm saying? But Stevie's just a different type of guy. Super talented. He has also a great heart. A lot of people don't know Stevie has a great heart. He's a giver also. You know, we have a lot in common. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know.
So how far are you along with your podcast? You trying to develop that?
I'm not far along at all. I'm just waiting for the right. You know, I'm looking for a partner to come in investment and just invest. And I'm ready to work. I realize that podcast is something that you got to be consistent. And you know,
it's a lot of work. It's what people don't realize. Me and this nigga.
You guys are doing a great job too, by the way. And, you know what I'm saying? Now, and just to be brothers, and the way y'all throw each other back, the respect y'all have for one another that's the type of shit that people need to see. We don't see enough of that. You know.
So I don't know if you do or don't know, but me, my eldest brother, and my middle brother, we also was on the street together, just the three of us. It's not like we never fucked with nobody else.
Wow.
So our whole life through hustling and the music business and everything that we've done, clubs, a liquor brand, everything that we've done as a collective unit.
That's a beautiful
Which
thing.
is difficult, because me and him the other day, we were on camera, right, Eric? And we both said that our relationship is not without its struggles or its differences.
Shit, we had a big argument before we came in.
No, but don't.
Right? Shit, he wanted to punch me in my face before I came in.
No, but I mean, but you gotta.
Yo.
Yeah, but look, but that's life. But I'm just saying, but what the people see is two brothers respecting each other, working with each other, and that, you know, we've lost our way in our community with family, and we have to start showing more of that. People, these young guys have to start seeing the importance of that, because one thing that slavery, all the way up to poverty, to the internet has done, it's broken our families up in ways. I mean, we really are. It's a sad situation, because there's nothing. When I see family getting along, I get choked up. I swear, sometimes, you know, I tear up. Like when I see family unity in any level, I just fucking, especially black family unity, you know, it could be white too, it could be different, but I'm just saying, well, it really could be anybody. So but when I see black families getting along, man, they don't even know that, I just be staring at them.
Like, I want that. I want that. Yeah, I want that.
Of course, you know, like when I see, like, husband and wives getting along, like, I get a kick out of that, man.
Well, let me tell you why me and my brothers are so tight, right? So, you know, we grew up real strict Pentecostal Christians, right?
What is Pentecostal?
It's just like a
I asked my
Baptist.
girl that.
It's like a Baptist. It's no
What's
different.
the difference now? Is the Pentecostal the one that's really, really like
Super strict.
straight? Okay.
Super strict. Skirts past your knees.
Okay, yes.
So when you talk about theology and Christianity, in that hierarchy, Pentecostals for some reason is a sect that takes Christianity extremely serious.
I got you.
Women shouldn't wear makeup.
I got
They
you.
shouldn't dress provocative.
I got you.
Men are not allowed to drink alcohol.
Almost like how Muslims are.
Very similar.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Go ahead. Eric.
So, being that we grew up in the church, our whole family did as well. My uncle was the owner and pastor of the church. Okay, so all our whole family were born again Christians, right? But then when we got to the streets, right, they couldn't relate to us anymore, and we couldn't relate to them, right? So all we had was us three, and the rest of them, even though they love us and they still love us, but they don't really fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Because of it. Because of it.
That's a regular thing. That's so common. You know what I mean? And that's what I was saying before with the divide. I mean, and there's a divide with church and streets, college and streets. You know, but like I said, you know, with me and my family, I've had, you know, of course, you know, you grow up with, and when you grow up, when you're young, it's like, man, you don't, you know, you're not worrying about nothing. It's like, man, the family is like, we're gonna love each other forever. You never think that when you get older, the things that happen to families is gonna happen, and it's disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, because our strength, black people don't understand. Our really superpower is
Unity.
family. It's unity within, you know.
Our superpower. Say that again, brother.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Our superpower is unity. It's family.
And I was telling you a little while ago, it's unity, and also we don't have a code. I don't care. Like,
Well,
say,
the streets did.
that's
we grew up.
different. That's
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about educated, non-educated. Like, say, educated blacks don't mess with non-educated blacks. I don't care how much money you have.
That's right.
Because there's no code between us, meaning that, okay, we understand that we don't run around the same circles, but we can help each other fight against that guy who's oppressing us.
Look, the bottom line is we should never judge each other because of what we have. That's a mistake. And because we all come from the same struggle. We all, you know, it's not rocket science. Everybody knows what the fuck happened to us. So, you know, there should be some type of understanding, you know what I'm saying, that there's no difference between anybody.
I'm gonna share this as our time comes to a close. We as a society have a way now of sharing and receiving information, right? Social media, the internet. There's so much misinformation.
I say it all the
Listen,
time,
man.
bro.
The fucking amount, Eric, of misinformation. Cue the amount of misinformation
No.
that's online, and it's between black people.
Yes.
It's between us. So one of us will get online and call ourselves an influencer. That's the first mistake, because we as human beings are now accepting another stranger that we don't know, and just the label of calling you an influencer means that you may hold some weight in terms of my opinion. And then we turn people into followers. First we were fans.
Absolutely
So we
right.
went from being fans, so now I'm a follower of an influencer. So what you say supposedly may have some type of effect on my moral compass or the way that I accept the message that you're saying to me.
You couldn't say it any
right?
better.
So now,
Absolutely facts, bro.
now let's think about this. You're calling me an influencer. Let's just use Benzino, for example. Let's say I'm calling Benzino an influencer. Benzino comes online and says, you know what? I'll tell you niggas what. If you ain't slapping the shit out your wife every day, nigga. If you ain't slapping the shit out your wife every day, nigga, then you ain't what this shit is about. Because a nigga gotta wake up every day and slap this bitch. Word? Well, shit, fucking Benzino said it. He's a millionaire. He's successful. Right?
It must be true.
He has this huge platform. He has all these so-called followers. Maybe there's some validity to what he said. Now I'm going to translate that into what we were saying about unity and divisiveness in the black community. If you notice how many dudes come online talking about, yo, you and somebody fall out, just cancel them. I don't need nobody in my life. If they affecting my peace and they disturbing my peace and my everyday routine, keep the money you owe me. Don't never call me again. Just keep it moving. And bro, you know what? We are called to forgive one another. when you mention God, what I have to say is, as I've grown older, right? I just had a birthday yesterday, Zeno.
Oh, happy birthday,
Yes,
brother.
King. I
Happy
just turned
birthday,
54.
man. Come on,
right?
bro. Happy birthday.
And I'm not ashamed of my age. I'll say it to anybody. I'm proud to have lived this long and been through everything that I've been through. So if you want to call me an old head, go ahead. I'm 54 years old now, right? I want to be closer with my brothers.
Right.
I want to be closer with my friends like you, closer with these gentlemen here. My time is shorter.
Right.
My health is not the greatest.
Right.
There are a lot of things going on with me. I'm to show and be an example to you all of how I reflect love. Not as soon as you do something that offends me or pisses me off or you owe me $500. Yeah, fuck Zeno, man. I saw Zeno last week. That nigga didn't even give me that $500 he owed me.
Right, right.
I'm shitting on this fucking great man because he owes me $500. I'm gonna cut the relationship off because he hasn't fucking paid me back. Are you fucking crazy?
Right.
This is the advice that we're giving each other online, Q.
This
is how we talk to each other.
He's right.
We're gonna leave you with that thought. I wanna say, Benzino, bro, thanks for touching down from Atlanta.
Man, this is dope.
And, bro, blessing us with your presence.
You gave us a lot of your time. We appreciate you a lot.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man, for real,
And
man.
listen,
Y'all
he
are dope,
didn't,
man.
he didn't ask for nothing. He didn't ask me for no money. This nigga didn't say, I need this, I need that. I text him and he said, you know what? When I come to New York, I'm gonna call you. I didn't call him. Benzino called me and said, yo, I'll be in New York on Monday. What time can I pull up? And here he is.
Nah, man, y'all are dope. I can't even, like I said, y'all's podcast is dope.
Yo, any way we can help you?
No, yeah.
Any way we can help you.
Likewise.
You know what I mean? Production-wise?
Nah, man. All right. Hell yeah.
Anything you need for your podcast.
All right.
I got you, good brother.
We got you, fam. We got you.
We got you for real.
Appreciate
Dead
you.
ass.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Come on, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you,
Delgado. That's hard.
Say less.
Yo, my Puerto Rican brother, that's right
Come
here,
on,
man. The flag, yo.
Muscle emoji.
The flag.
Y'all see it,
bro.
Y'all see it?
Y'all see it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you on this Yankee side.
Nah,
I'm gonna get you on this Yankee side.
Peace.
Red Sox in second place.